What is up, guys? You're listening to the MFCEO Project. I'm Andy. I'm your host. And I am the motherfucking CEO. And I know, because I said that 47 billion fucking times, that you played it in your head before I said it. Think about that. Think about all the things that you listen to and input and associate with and absorb that become automatic in your brain. All right. This is the reason why personal development is so important, because just like you knew what I was about to say, because I've said it and you've heard it so many times, all the shit that you absorb, what you watch, who you talk to, what you read, will become automatic in your brain. Okay. People don't realize this. They lose sight of it. They think that a podcast or a book is some way to pass the time. I hear this a lot from you guys. Oh, I would listen to the podcast while I'm driving my car. Well, you know what? I actually talk about a lot of useful shit that can make you fucking money. How the fuck are you supposed to learn it while you're driving the car? Think about it. Actively listen. Actively learn. Take fucking notes whenever you're absorbing good information. It's going to pay off. Okay? Now, that's just my little rant. But associated with that rant, I need you guys to do a better job of leaving reviews and subscribing. I know a lot of you guys listen to the podcast and you like it and you say you like it, but yet whenever we go to look for the reviews or we go to look to see who subscribes, we have a lot of people that don't. Don't cheat the system. You know, this is how the world works. I give you shit. I give you shit for free. You give me something. All right. So give me a review, give me a subscription, and we can all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. As always, I am joined by my co-host, Vanilla Ice, DJ God, the pastor of disaster, Vaughn the Impaler. What else?
We just had somebody suggest something else. Genghis Vaughn.
Genghis Vaughn.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a pretty good one.
One of you guys who draws art, please draw a picture of what Genghis Vaughn would look like and tag me in it, because I want to see this.
Yeah.
I know one of you, dude, we have so many extremely talented followers like in the art world. It's actually cool because like I don't feel like my content is really for quote unquote artists, but there's so many people out there that are artists that are still jiving with the content that we put out. Is pretty cool.
I'm just going to tell you right now that I have commissioned a work of art that's going to blow your mind.
Really?
It's going to blow your mind.
It's going to blow my what?
Your mind.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't want to blow anything else.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure.
We know how you are. You and Tyler have been hanging out a lot. Guys,
I did wear salmon shorts last summer, so.
Oh, well, that definitely makes you.
The transformation is starting to happen.
That makes you one of the Tylers.
Yeah.
Guys, this is our 200th episode. Okay. That's a pretty cool milestone. I have to say, when I started this podcast, I didn't really know what to expect. A lot of you guys have gone out and driven the podcast to the ranks of top in the world consistently. We're consistently in the top 50 in the world. We're consistently in the top 5 to 10 in business. And that comes from you guys, you know, feeling the content. You know, we live in a world today that is very fucking soft. We live in a world today that is teaching people things that aren't the truth. They're telling everybody, you're fucking special. You deserve this. You deserve that. When in reality, you don't deserve anything. They tell people, you know, that everybody gets to win and everybody gets to be special and everybody gets to be great at things. And you don't have to do much. You just have to show up. And guys, the purpose of this podcast is to fucking stomp the shit out of those ideas. Okay? We have too many young people and too many people in general who have bought into this practice of entitlement, of, you know, delicate snowflake mentality, and their parents are telling them they're special, and, you know, all the shit we always talk about. They go out in the world and they get fucking stomped on. And the purpose of this podcast is to bring the truth, to bring the reality of this world that we live in to people, and to help people understand what it takes to be successful. And yes, we're an entrepreneurial podcast. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. But the principles that we talk about on this podcast go way deeper than that. They go to fitness. They go to your spirituality. They go to your friendships. They go to your relationships. And guys, I just want to say, you know, thank you for standing behind the podcast, and thank you for standing behind the content, because without you guys, we wouldn't have the success that we have had in putting this message back out. Obviously, there's a need for it. Obviously, there's a want for it, because when I started the podcast, people we weren't well known. We didn't have celebrity guests. We didn't have these people, and now people are paying attention to this. And we're seeing it. We're seeing other influencers who do podcasts start to talk about the things we talk about more and more. And I think it's a great thing. You know, people say, oh, you see so-and-so, he's copying you. No, actually, he's just talking about the same shit that we're talking about because we believe in it. And I think that's pretty cool. I think to get through 200 episodes is a good thing. You know, Vaughn, I want to do like 200,000 episodes.
Yeah.
So we're not going to stop anytime soon. But I just want to say thanks for you guys for standing behind what we do. It means a lot.
Absolutely. And you know what's really cool is looking on our demographic stats that we can look at when when we upload the podcast and seeing all the different countries where there are people listening to the podcast. And some of them are crazy, like ones I've never heard of. I think I mentioned the Isle of Man one time. And Dan Fleshman,
everybody who knows motorcycles knows
right. Or gambling. I think Dan Fleshman said that that Isle of Man
he's talking about Monaco.
Oh, Monaco, yeah. But it's also cool that...
Or no, he was talking about Malta.
Malta?
Yeah.
Was it Malta?
Yeah.
But it's cool to see all these different places where, you know, you have like such a small country and there's 10 people that listen, you know, because...
Yeah, it's cool, though, because the reason those 10 people listen is because the one person who started to listen told 10 of his fucking friends.
Right.
That's how our podcast grows. Our podcast grows because you listen and you tell other people about it. Not, you know, and if there are people who aren't going to jive with the content, obviously those aren't the people you want to tell, but you know who your friends are who are like-minded. Spread the word with those people. Let them know, because we're doing something that kind of goes against everything else that's out there right now.
Right. In fact, we're actually been banned in some countries. I mean, at least when we started, I saw that there was a couple small countries where we were banned.
Yeah. We're just too progressive.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think that must be it.
Guys, for our 200th episode, I decided to bring on a special guest. He's been on the podcast before. You guys know him as Big Jim. Big Jim Frisella, the man who raised me, taught me everything I know. What's going on?
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
I don't know.
talk.
This is Big Jim.
See, we just had we just had this conversation off before the podcast. Vaughn looks at my dad and said, "We should talk about the old school business." And then my dad goes, "What are you? This motherfucker's calling me old school." I'm like, "Yeah, you're 70-something years old. You're fucking old."
I'm 73.
Yeah, okay.
My dad died when he was 73.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna die.
Yeah.
So
hey, cut that shit out, man.
Yeah.
That ain't cool.
So he gets all pissed off that he's old school, and then we start telling him he doesn't even know how to use social media, and then he tells me that he gets more likes than I get.
True.
So
I get more fun likes than you do.
Oh yeah, you got the fun likes.
I get
can you
fun.
tell?
What's a fun like?
That's like a fun lick.
Oh jeez.
Can you tell the story about his early experience with the internet, or should we not tell that story?
Oh, that story. I don't know about that.
How he discovered that the internet, once you put content out, it doesn't fucking come back.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Oh yeah, I'll fucking tell it.
All
right. You're making this shit up. I mean, I don't know
whatever,
about this.
Dude.
Wait a minute.
No, this is the truth.
Wait a minute. This is Big Jim. I am the legend of Boom.
Yeah,
that's right. The legend.
All right,
I am the
legend.
legend.
You've been working on that intro.
I've been working on the intro. You guys like just ran over the top of me.
Yeah, well, you know, we got to tell the story about how you learned about the internet.
Well, no, I got to tell this story first. You know, there's in my days, because he said we're going to talk about old people and the old way.
No, we didn't say old people. We said old school ways
to
do
old
business.
school. I was showing you respect.
He looked out of the corner of his eye and looked at me. You know, like, you know, I don't talk about people that don't have any hair.
I know.
You know,
well,
I'm.
So,
hurt.
would you consider yourself more new school business?
I am now, because I listen to Andrew Frisella's podcast.
There you go. That's a testimonial. That's what I'm talking about. You should just go leave that review on iTunes. I used to be an old school beat up motherfucker that didn't know anything about business, and then I listened to my own son's podcast, and I became a champion.
I used to listen to guys like Zig Ziglar, and
so did I. You made me listen to him.
I know. I made you listen to him, but see, now you are the Zig Ziglar of modern people. The young people look at you, and they relate to young people, and I related back then. I was a young guy, and it's the truth. I listened to every motivational speaker there was, and they were on tapes. And back then, it cost like $300. Now it costs like $5,000. But
it's true.
No, I have all of them. I have a pile of tapes. I've got thousands of dollars that I invested in, and I made Andrew and Sal. I made them do it. I didn't make them. I asked them to do it, and they did it.
No. When we would drive in the car, he'd be playing that. That's what we would listen to, not music.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But this is actually really cool. So one of my favorite guys is Tony Robbins. We talked about it on the podcast we did with Ed Milet, and Ed does some business with Tony and knows Tony really well. Well, Ed, he's like, I'm going to tell you about Tony, and part of me is like, Yeah, right. You're gonna tell me about So anyway, so Tony calls Ed. So Ed calls Tony and tells him all about me, and then Tony calls Ed and leaves like this long voicemail and tells him to send it to me, and it's like this message from Tony.
Wow,
it's fucking cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Because outside of like what I learned from him, I probably learned more from Tony Robbins than anybody.
Yeah.
Because like back in the day, like what he's saying, there was a different set of influencers, and you had to buy their tapes to even hear them, or buy their books to even hear them. So you had to be like legitimately interested in what they did. You couldn't like their shit on Instagram or follow along with their daily lives. These people were bigger than life. I think that, the internet, especially in my case, and I purposely do this, I show people that I'm a regular dude. Well, when you can't see Tony Robbins' daily life and you can't see what he's doing or what you build these people up as like these huge fucking legends in your brain. And I guess like for me, I still think of Tony that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he was so influential. So to get a message like that, like it was really cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Side note, you used to have to pay for all that stuff as opposed to the kind of culture
dude.
that
there
we're
was
in
no
now.
podcast.
Right.
No podcast.
Right.
The only thing I got from him was a receipt for the tapes. That's all I got, man.
Hey, it worked
a
out,
lot
man.
better.
Hey,
It's
good
crazy
investment.
though. But that's what we're going to talk
That's
about.
testimonial
Yeah.
for Tony Robbins right there, man. Like for real. Like, dude, if you guys haven't listened to his shit, Tony is a great guy. Like you should read his books and listen to the guy breaks success down into a fucking science. And all I can say is that outside of you, I learned more from him than anybody ever.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, I mean, we've talked about this many times. The rules, they've changed just the way you say them, maybe, or something like that. But this is me saying this: the no bullshit. The guys that I looked up to were young guys like Andrew, and I was a younger guy.
who were the guys? Like who were the guys back when you?
Zig Ziglar.
It's like you're in business. You're in business, and before there was like yeah, there was TV, yeah, there was radio, yeah, there was print, but there wasn't, like, people have a hard time conceptualizing what it was like before the internet. So like, how did you? Because you didn't just go into business and like you had people you either competed with that you looked at and said, I want to beat that guy, or people that inspired you. Like, how did you? Like, how was it?
Well,
who were those people?
A guy like Ray Kroc.
Yeah,
that founded McDonald's. That you read his book, and Ray Kroc was a driven man from day one, just like you are, or anybody else. And those guys, if you read their books, the secrets are very, very simple. The thing is, you got to do it. You got to have a dream. We talked about this yesterday. You got to have a dream, and you got to take that first step, and you got to do it. And those doers are Ray Kroc, or what's the Walmart founder?
Sam Walton.
Sam Walton. I've read those books many times.
Yeah.
And Sam Walton's story is the same story that's right here, right now with your company. It's the same story.
That was the first book I ever read.
It's the same
first book
story.
I ever read, like as an adult, was Sam Walton's book.
Another guy. I mean, these are really old guys, but Joe Girard, the world's #1 car salesman, he was one of the biggest influences that I ever had reading his book.
What about Lee Iacocca?
I read Lee Iacocca's books.
Yeah.
Dude, you know Sam Walton got arrested in Mexico? Did you ever hear that story?
No.
So, dude, Sam Walton got him. I just heard this. I just read this recently. I can't remember where I read it or saw it. But he got arrested in Mexico. So this dude's worth like billions of dollars. Like, he's the rich Sam Walton, not the farmer Sam Walton from the beginning. Like the fucking billionaire Sam Walton. He's in Mexico. And they call his people and they're like, hey, we got Sam Walton. He's in fucking Mexico jail. And they're like, what? So they fly down there to get him. And they're like, what the fuck? Why don't you know who this is? And he's like, no, we arrested him for crawling around the grocery store. And they're like, he was crawling around the Mexican grocery store on his hands and knees. And they arrested him because of he was measuring the fucking, the aisles to see if he knew something that they didn't. I think Tim Grover told this story.
That's interesting.
On the last podcast. Didn't Tim tell this story?
No.
On the last podcast? Where the fuck did I hear it?
I don't know.
Someone told this story recently. And like they arrested him because he was measuring the width of the aisles to see if they knew something that he didn't know at like 70 years old.
That's amazing.
Are you sure Tim didn't talk about this?
No, I don't think so.
almost 100%
I listened to it
positive.
twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think Tim posted this or something. I read it from him because he was talking about what a true cleaner was. Okay. And it's just interesting. Like, the people, no matter how wealthy they become, they're still doing the little things to be competitive.
And they're
Like,
still
dude,
learning.
When you were starting your business, because I mean, obviously, I fucking know you. Like, you're not you've never been a guy about money. Like, you've never been somebody who's been like about the money.
I think one of the dreams is money. Everybody thinks they want this big pile of money.
But I mean, you've always been the regular guy from like, South County, normal house, normal house, normal car. That's not the way it is these days. That's people see the prizes and they see the fucking car. Like, dude, they see like my shit and they're like, oh, I want that. So I get in business. But like, you were never like that.
I was like it, but the thing is, people have to learn this, and everybody's a little bit different. Once I had what I really wanted, which I originally wanted in the money world, I mean, by the time I was 28, I'd amassed at least $1 million. I was worth a couple $1 million, okay?
Right.
By the time I was 33 or 34, I was making $1 million a year.
Right.
I was making it,
yeah.
And the money becomes secondary. You take on a responsibility. You're building a business, and the rules of building a business are in those books you read and the things you accumulate in knowledge, and you as you get older, like, I'm really old, Vaughn, now I'm
right,
70s,
exactly.
an old son of a bitch, Vaughn, no hair Vaughn.
I see that as I see that as a distinction, though.
Yeah, distinction.
You're a distinguished gentleman.
He's sitting right next to me, and I'm going to pop him. And anyway, you as you go along, and Andy, I call him Andrew, and the family's all known as Andrew, so I'll call him Andrew.
Anybody that's named Andy is like that, by the way. Like, every single person that has the name Andy, they're called Andy by their friends. They're called Andrew by their family.
I'm Ty by my family and Tyler by my friends.
People call you Ty?
Yeah, my whole family.
They call you a lot of things, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Read between the lines, buddy.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now they're flipping each other off. So seriously, though, like, you're looking up to, like, how did you find out about these guys? Like Ray Kroc, or like, what'd you read about them, and like, what, like, they didn't have newspapers back then?
Yeah, they had them, but it's
stone tablets.
They didn't have the
Fucking
internet.
stone tablets back then.
No, they didn't have the internet. The only place you could really get information was either going to a seminar, which was advertised, or advertised on the radio. There was radio and TV and newspaper. There wasn't the advertising is completely
different. Dude, a lot of the
today.
people listening to this podcast never experienced life before the internet. And to me, that's like so funny. Like, it's hard to like comprehend if you think about it from their point of view. They live their whole life with the internet, information at their fingertips. If they need to know something, they go to fucking Google. Anything. Right?
I remember when it first came out, like, the people who were on the internet were fucking nerds because they were either on like AIM, like Messenger. And
dude, I was on that. I was on AOL. Dude, we were all on AOL. That's how we got on the internet.
I still am.
You're the only person left with a fucking AOL email.
Yeah, because they actually just shut it down, I think.
You can't get rid of it because all my financial stuff's on the AOL. In fact, somebody tried to cop my AOL account last week.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What they want to know?
Why does this motherfucker still have an AOL account?
How to chisel news on a fucking stone tablet?
No, the guy...
How to drive a Flintstone mobile?
No.
What was the other thing called? What was the other thing? It wasn't AOL. It was CompuServe, or
oh, dude,
there was Hotmail. Well, Hotmail's a little bit later. Yeah.
I made a lot of money on AOL. I mean, a lot of money.
Yeah.
You fucking lost a lot of money too.
Before I lost it all.
Yeah, no shit.
I made
I lost it too.
Oh,
because you were like, here, put your graduation money into that fucking AOL. And dude, I made like 60 grand in like fucking literally like a month. I took $2 grand, made it in like 60 grand. I went on spring break. I got fucking wasted every day. I came back, fucking gone, all of it. Like there was like 3 cents in the fucking account, except for that was only he had like fucking lots of money in it.
So I mean, I'm fascinated by. I would like, with the internet. I mean, that's a resource everybody has now, and I know, Andy, you're always saying that can actually be a liability to have resources, and it when you don't, it forces you to get innovative. So I'd be interested, Jim, to hear what you have to say about like all of the different tools that people have today. What's the advantage that you had in not having those tools?
It was really much simpler, but that's only because I'm here today and not back then. Back then, when you looked at it, it was very complicated. And because you only had 3 places you could go, 2 of them were very, very expensive. The radio back then, just like now, if I guess you go to a place where it advertises, and I don't know how much it costs to advertise on Facebook and those medias. But if you went to radio, it was back then KMOX is in St. Louis. This is going all over the place, but they were the big dog. It was $600 for a 30-second ad.
Mm-hmm.
Probably today it's $1,200. I don't know. And if you went to WIL, which you advertise on here too, it was like $30 for 100 spots back then.
Fuck, dude.
But
when we started advertising, it was $400 per fucking spot.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and we had like a $500,000 budget back then, and it just got distributed around between the newspaper,
the
radio, and we did TV ads, and they all got response just like you do right now. You place a Facebook ad and you get 50 orders, and 5 minutes later we'd place an ad on WIL, and everybody come in a cowboy hat.
No, I remember
WIL's
that.
Country Western.
Dude, we've been
they come in a cowboy hat and buying all of our products.
No,
I mean, it was the
we've
truth.
been successful in both those worlds. I mean, there was a time 6-7 years ago, if we ran a fucking ad, we would see people walk in the door literally 10, 20 minutes later, they fucking walk in. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, that's how it worked. But now you run a fucking ad on the radio, nobody gives a shit. Like, they're either listening to XM or Sirius, or they're listening to podcasts. There's too many other medias for those medias to be effective and also charge what the fuck they charge. Like, dude, radio stations and TV stations, their strategy right now is to raise prices to make up for all the customers that are leaving. It's a losing battle. And none of them know how to internet market either. Like, they're like, oh, well, we'll come join our internet team and internet market. Motherfuckers, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Just know that. So when these people call on you and they come to you and they say, oh, radio is amazing, it still works. Bullshit. It doesn't fucking work. Second of all, the other thing is when they come to you and say, oh, well, join our internet team. Fuck that too. Go find a motherfucker or learn it yourself, because you will not get somebody at that for the right price to do it for you the right way. It just doesn't exist. It's the biggest challenge I hear from right now from business owners. How do you market? How do you advertise? How do you get people to know about you? Well, I'm going to tell you how you don't. Don't spend your fucking $400 or $700 per 60-second radio spot, because nobody's fucking listening. And also, don't give them the same money to go out and run it on their webpage, because that shit don't work either. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're in crisis mode right now.
The people I was in the electrical construction supply business, and we sold hard goods. It's a little bit different in what the products are, which you sell, Andrew, but the principle is still the same. You're selling products to a person, and I relate to those people. I see them, not all the time, but I see them. They have no idea. They are in crisis. They have no idea how to advertise. They have
dude, that's the best advice ever.
Zero idea how to even function. They're just getting eaten alive,
dude,
by Amazon and by other people, because they even though they're big little companies, $50 million companies and $70 million companies.
Well, and that's what they tell you too. They say, well, we didn't get to be $1 billion company organization because we didn't know what we're doing. No, you got to be $1 billion organization because you sold people who didn't know what the fuck they were doing shit that didn't work.
Old guy Vaughn,
yeah.
Here's an old guy's advice. Those people that run those companies, the presidents,
fucking
the
sharks,
owners,
dude.
They don't know.
They don't know, and they don't fucking care.
I see here.
They don't care.
I see here.
Bottom line thinkers.
They'll take their fucking money. They take money and don't give a fuck about providing value.
Mean, I see here what they do with Facebook and all the other social media stuff, and I think, boy, if I knew that and I was still in business, but I wouldn't know that because I was in business. I'd be like them. I'd be like an ostrich with my head in the ground. You don't know.
Dude,
you don't know how to do
right
it.
Now,
they have no idea how to do it.
I have no fucking love lost for radio salespeople or TV salespeople.
Shit.
Okay, they'll roll into your business. They'll tell you all this shit about how they're going to make you money. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just came from, like, the dude selling you just came from, like, selling fucking mops, okay, or some other bullshit. They don't know anything about business. They stick them in a fucking 1-week training course and then send them in to consult you about how to make money. Fuck those people, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, those motherfuckers, back when I didn't have any money, this is what they would do. They would call me and they would say this shit. Well, we got the schedule for you, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, hey, man, that's like, I can't really afford that. And this is back when I didn't have the money, all right? And I'm scared shitless about my business. You know what their response to that would be? Well, your competitor's getting ready to run that same schedule, and if he gets it before you, then you won't be able to fucking get it. Like, they would fucking start telling you that, like, first of all, if you're a salesperson, you do that, you're a piece of shit, okay? Second of all, that's fucking wrong morally to do to somebody, because really it shouldn't matter what your competitors are doing. And for a company to tell you what their competitor's doing, guess what? They're going to tell the competitor what you're fucking doing. Dude, radio people could kiss my fucking ass. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fucking fire.
I wasn't partners.
They're predators, dude. They're straight predators. Like, they will dude, business, a lot of people listening to this right now, like, you guys are laughing because I'm so pissed. You know why I'm pissed? Because I've dealt with this shit, and I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars with people that are full of fucking shit, okay? I've been burned by these people, okay? I've had these people come in and have a quote-unquote strategy meeting with me and then take the shit that I tell them and go right down to the competitors and tell them what the fuck I'm doing, all right?
Crazy.
Dude, radio deserves what they're about to fucking get, period. They can fucking go take a fucking shit. I hate them. I hate them. Do we still run radio ads? Yeah, we do. But the minute that I don't have to at all, I'm not. That's the truth. Why do I still run radio ads? Because I buy so much that fucking our competitors can't afford to fucking buy any, because I have the money to spend. I don't need them anymore. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah. So, Jim, this is I would call this out.
But you get, why this is important? Why is this important?
It's important because you're talking about when you're in business, you can't screw people over. You have to provide value.
Yeah,
and because
but you know
if
why
you don't,
else
it's going to come back.
It is always going to come back. You know why else it's important? Because there's thousands of fucking entrepreneurs right now that own brick and mortar business that are considering spending money with fucking radio ads, and the radio people are telling them, oh, the reason your business sucks is because you're not running radio ads.
Right.
Bullshit.
Right.
Dude, the reason your business sucks is because you haven't learned how to online market properly yet. Go fucking learn that shit.
Right. So this is a both and podcast, business and success. And obviously we're going to talk about business here, but I want to know who's older? First of all, is it Andrew or is it Sal? I don't even know. Who's older?
Andrew's a year and a half older. 15 months, 18 months?
20 months.
20 months older.
Okay. So your younger son was a top salesman for what was it? Was it Dow?
Ethicon.
Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson. He made about $500,000, right?
Yeah, 3 years in a row.
Right. So then Andy has built a multi-million-dollar business, okay? So you did something raising them that laid the foundation for that. And listen, because I don't want people to misunderstand, because I've talked to Andy a lot about this. You know, people will say, well, okay, but you had this successful dad who made millions, so he probably bankrolled.
It's got nothing to do with Andrew or Sal's success.
So talk about that, because I want to know.
I get that all the time.
Yeah,
just
wait,
I get
their
people all the
success.
time. They say this. People say this all the time. You don't fucking know this because you don't know the internet, dude. People say this shit all the time. They say, oh, well, your dad owned Metro Electric and Metro Lighting. He fucking financed your whole business, and that's the reason you're successful. You didn't fucking give me anything, and people fucking think that you fucking bankroll my shit. It makes you want to step on their fucking faces.
All right. After that, I'll follow it up with what actually is, and this is what I believe, and it's here right now. People that do things are the ones that do it. I didn't do anything at First Farm. I do absolutely nothing here. In fact, when Andrew, I'm on a salary.
I don't know. You distract us pretty well.
No. I'm in personal relations, I'm an HR man.
Right.
But Andrew hired me, and I said, what are my duties? He says, go fucking home. You ain't got nothing to do.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it is.
I said, I got lots of light bulbs that need to be changed. It's the same shit you used to make me do at your fucking place.
Right.
Sweep the floor, fucking stock the shelves.
His memory's bad. But.
No, that's not. I had to work out in the fucking warehouse. You know, I had all the solutions to make him $1 billion business when I was 9 years old. The motherfucker sticks me in a warehouse. You know.
So talk about that though. Well,
look.
You did instill certain basic values.
It's funny though because you actually do the same shit that I used to do for you.
Let me address Andrew's talk right there. He's absolutely right. People come to me all the time and they think I did something with this business, and I tell them I didn't do anything. I did absolutely nothing except bring my kids up right, and I taught them the right values, and I'll get into that in a minute. I did the difference, which we have another person in this room before right now, and I told Tony this yesterday. people that do things are the ones that get it done. And that's what Andrew does, and that's what Sal did. If you don't do it, that's it. The world's real simple to get things done. Of course, you have to have a plan. You have to know how to do it. And
don't you think that's like the number one thing? Like, people are like, what's the secret? The secret is to fucking do it.
Do it.
Like, there's millions of people that talk about it. We just did a phone call with one of the people who won from the 100 to 0 2-minute drill. They won a Skype, and we just did a phone call. One of the guys was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, he kept saying, I'm going to do it. I'm like, motherfucker, just go do it right now. Go do it. It really is a secret, you know? And
you got to shut your mouth and move your arms and legs. That's it. You got to shut your fucking mouth and just move your arms and legs and get going. Even if the plan's bad.
Yeah, but why do you think it is, Dad, that most people, like, the first time, like, how many times in your business, like, seriously, how many times did you sit in your office and come up with a plan and it went the way that you planned it to go?
Never.
Okay, so why is it that everybody nowadays, the first time something comes up that's not the way they want, they quit?
Well, you know my 3 rules. I'll just repeat them again. Yeah. There's 3 rules, and you kind of can move them around a little bit. But 1, you make a plan or you make a list. 2, you work the plan or you work the list. 3, you do it.
Yeah.
And the 4th one, which really isn't the 4th one, is when is now. You don't do them later. You make a list. What list? A qualified list. You make a plan. Qualified plan. If the plan don't go well, you remake the plan, you do it over and over again. And then the last one, those 3 rules, I don't care if you read Joe Girard or I don't care who you listen to, if you don't follow those 3 rules in your personal life, in your business life, in your social life, if you don't have that somewhere stuck in your brain, you're not going to do anything. You're going to procrastinate, you're going to put it off, you're going to, I can't do that today, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. I'll do it that. But even if you make a decision to do it next week, that is a decision to do it now. I mean, you know what I mean? You can do that, but that's most people.
But you got to follow through with that.
Yeah, you got to follow through. Most people don't do it.
No, there's a lot of people that say I'm going to do it next week, but then they have no discipline to follow through. They at the time they say it, they mean it. They're like, oh, I'm starting this diet on Monday. It's Friday night. I'm starting a diet on Monday, right? And I mean it this time. How many of you guys have said that? All of you have said it. The difference between people who stay doing that and get fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter, like I did, is that when the time came to do it, guess what? I didn't feel like doing it. And I hadn't cultivated the discipline to do it in spite of not feeling like doing it.
Yeah. Going back to your question.
Yes.
Andrew and Sal were brought up in a captive audience. I really did do exactly what Andrew talks about every single day in his podcast and the programs he's doing, the you guys are doing right now.
The academy.
Yeah. The academy. I did those day in and day out. Did I do them the way every one of those guys said I did them? No. But
when you say you did them, you mean you executed?
I executed them. I read them and I said, boy, this is a good way to do it.
So I did it.
So I did it. And the things that are written down are really, really, really simple. Like Joe Girard was talking before, he was a great inspiration for me, and he's probably going to sell all his books again. And you people that probably out there don't even know who he is. He was, back in the time, the world's greatest car salesman. He sold, 15,000 cars, or he sold 1,000 cars a month. And how did he do it? Do you know how he did it?
I don't.
Yes, you do. I already gave you the answer. How do you do it?
You provide value. You make a list. Call the list.
Yeah.
Just go through it.
He just called the list. He called it over and over and over. He worked 10 times harder than anybody else in the car industry. He had a little system he used. He had a card system. They didn't have computers. And he did things. He sent flowers, and he added value to people that they liked him, and he had little tricks he used. Salesman's tricks, but the biggest thing he did is he did his job. And a guy like Ray Kroc at McDonald's the same way, and Sam Walton. Sam Walton and Ray Kroc are probably the 2 greatest people in this country that started big companies. Walmart's a trillion-dollar company. McDonald's is a $600 billion company, and they started with nothing. Nothing. Just like you guys did. Absolutely nothing. Zero.
So that's a very practical thing that you taught Andy and Sal. Here's fill in the blank, okay? Complete this sentence. The one thing that I taught my boys more than anything else that is owing to their success is...
I know the answer.
I know the answer, too. Competitive spirit.
No.
Yeah.
No. You used to always say it. It's yes, that's the answer. But the answer, the way he said it, was this: be aggressive. And he would just be like that. So it was always be aggressive. Like, and he would tell the story. What I want you to do is I want you to go in the corner. I want you to get the fucking puck out, okay? Dad, it's not a puck. We're playing soccer. I don't give a shit, okay? You got to be aggressive. And like, but that went for everything. It went for every sporting event. It went for, if we had to do something that was out of our realm of comfort, it would be, hey, look, not everybody's going to be great at something when the first time they start. Just go out there and be aggressive. Mm-hmm. It was always be aggressive. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I was going to define it.
I mean, we know you're old. You can't fall asleep in between this. You got to stay
No,
awake.
I was thinking about what I was actually thinking. I was
daydreaming. Take a fucking nap during a podcast.
No. I was thinking about Andrew and Sal going in the corner and getting the puck, man.
Yeah.
The other people would just clear out like chickens with the fox coming in. They'd just get the hell out of the way because they knew they were going to get run over.
We were both faster and bigger than everybody.
Yeah,
always the way it was.
No, but that competitiveness and never lose 1 second, not 1 second. You're always on the field playing. And if you were in the Marines and you were fighting a war and the other guy's shooting at you, what are you going to do? Sit down and sit in the foxhole and go eat your lunch? No, you're going to keep your ass down, or you're going to be start shooting bullets the whole time. You're going to be shooting at that other son of a bitch so he don't shoot you. And that's what business is. Every day is shooting like a Marine in a war, and you're in war every day. It don't mean, you have to kill people. It just means that you're going to kill them on the field. This business is a field of battle. You got all those other people wanting to take your shit away.
Yeah, they do.
And they will if you let them.
So you've observed this, though. Like, you've seen this, when we were growing up, that was, all the kids that were good at shit all got taught kind of the same shit that you're talking about, right? But now, none of the kids are taught that shit. They're taught that, be nice to your competition and, everybody wins. And if you're a nice guy and you show up, you're going to become, a winner. Like, where did this fucking shit come from? I know where I think it came from, but where do you think it came from?
Well, let me say something. Being aggressive and going in the corner isn't being a jerk.
No.
That's getting off the
Sometimes
field.
being aggressive, like we talked about
it's got nothing to do with being mean and evil.
We talked about this. You haven't heard it yet, but the last podcast, and you guys listening probably heard it with Tim Grover, we talked about this. Like, being aggressive with, like, leadership qualities, okay, correcting people, holding them accountable, and being aggressive with holding them accountable is actually a lot more friendly than letting them slide, because you're doing them a service to help them get better versus letting them go by the wayside and become a piece of shit. So a lot of times being aggressive is actually becoming a great friend or helpful to the people around you. But so, like, people do have a connotation of negativity when it comes to being aggressive or being competitive. There's like a negative, vibe to that feeling to some people. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, Vaughn, with Andrew and Sal, either one of them, that's interchangeable here on the ability to never give up and never quit. That came from me, or I don't know. I don't know. What do you remember about being a never quit? I guarantee you, he'll never quit. He'll take a bullet. Sal will take a bullet. When they used to fight, it was holy shit. Andrew was always a little bigger than Sal, so Sal got the shit beat out of him. So Sal learned to run faster.
That's no bullshit. That's why Sal's faster than me.
It's honest to God
Sal,
truth.
If Sal and I race to this day, he will be about 2 steps ahead of me.
But when it came to the slugging when they were little, and we didn't have a fist fight every day. That's
survival
not what it's
instinct.
Tyler, I swear to God, that's the truth. Sal,
funny.
I used to be able to catch Sal. There was a time when I was faster than Sal, and then Sal became faster, and he's literally just enough faster than me where I can't fucking catch him. Like, if we ran a race, it would be just out of my hand's reach, and that's why.
Be looking back
because it happened 1,000 times.
Wow.
But that I never lost. I tell this story, and it's an old story. I tell it to all new people that meet me, but it's a true story, and it's 100% true. And this is for all you people out there. Where does the competitive spirit come from? I don't know. Maybe my dad taught me. I don't know that, but I never lost a sale in my life. Not one. I sold $1 billion worth of stuff in my life. Okay, over the course of my lifetime.
More than that.
Okay.
Probably a couple billion.
Okay. Just saying it. I did. All right. Big fucking deal. But I didn't make every sale, but I sure as shit didn't lose it. I never left a stone unturned. I hated when that person said no. And I would make that person say yes eventually. And that spirit is right here. I see it here with Andrew, and I see it with Sal, and
yeah, but when did that become like uncool?
Not to me.
I know, but you listen. You observed. You helped raise Grace, your girlfriend's sister's daughter. You've been around these kids. Like, you've been around this shit. Why is it not cool anymore?
Yeah, why has that? Like, you've heard of the helicopter parents who are like, hovering over the kids, waiting to help them with everything. Well, now there's a new thing called lawnmower parents. And they just roll over anything that would cause the kids any problem. So where does that come from? And because I mean, we all agree that's destroying what made America great.
Dude,
it's
I could see where it comes
the culture.
From. I could see where it comes from. I could see it come from the overprotective one parent, and like I understand where they're coming from, and like where they think like, oh, I'm gonna make everything easy for my kid and teach them that they're special, so they believe in themselves and blah 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 blah. I see where people think that. I get why they think that, but what I can't understand is why millions of fucking people think that. Like, how the fuck did that idea spread as a good idea?
I don't either. Now, obviously it's Christmas time. Here's a perfect example of like how our whole American mindset has changed. Well, you answer in just a second, but so my wife and I, it's Christmas, so we watched an old movie called The Bells of St. Mary's with Bing Crosby, and there's a kid in the movie who gets and Bing Crosby plays a priest, and he's like the head of this boys' school or whatever. But anyway, there's a kid in the movie who's getting bullied, right? Right, I knew I was waiting for that, but there's a kid in the movie who's getting bullied, and in the movie, and this movie came out in like the 30s or the 40s. In the movie, the solution is the priest teaches him to box. So when the bully comes back, he beats the crap out of the bully.
Yeah.
Like, and nowadays when we deal with bullying, and I know it's a complex issue, but you got all these celebrities tweeting like words of support.
Dude, but shit never fix it, Vaughn.
Right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to.
Like,
and
we could talk about idealists. We could say, oh, you know what, Vaughn? It would be great if there was no fucking bullies. It would also be great if everybody made millions of dollars. You know what would also be great? Is everybody lived a long and fruitful life. You know what would also be great? Is everybody was happy. But you know what? None of that shit is the truth.
Right.
And when we sit there and try to pretend like we're going to solve a problem by hashtagging or showing support or this and that's going to solve the problem, we're kidding ourselves. That kid that I talked about, that Keaton kid,
yeah,
he's getting bullied. He's getting his ass beat. People are pouring milk on him. People are making fun of him. And he's on the internet upset about it. That's terrible. I agree. It's horrible. It's not right. But saying it's not right is not enough. We have to teach those kids that is the normal shit in this world. There is always going to be pieces of shit that are going to bully people. There is always going to be competition. There was always going to be adversity. And by pretending like we can fucking fix it with a fucking hashtag, we are doing the whole entire generation that depends on us to teach them the right shit a disservice. And it's not right. It's not right. I get so fucking sick and tired of these bullshit idealists out there teaching our kids that they're going to win and that they are special and that they get to believe in themselves and have self-esteem when they never did a fucking thing in their lives. It's not right. That kid's going to go out in the world with this fucking self-esteem. Oh, you know what? I'm really fucking special and I deserve blah, 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 blah. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to get punched in the fucking face. He's going to be broke. He's going to get fired. He's going to lose 10 jobs in a row. And you know what ends up happening? The motherfucker goes and shoots up a school. Okay? Right. Or some crazy shit.
Right.
Because the whole world lied to him. The whole world lied to him. They told him that things were going to be easy and that they were special and that they deserved this and that and this. The reality is we don't deserve a fucking thing. Everything is earned, including our own belief in ourselves, our own self-esteem, our own confidence, our health, our financial wealth. All of it's earned. None of it is given, and none of it is deserved. And the fact that this shit is being taught out there should piss every single one of you off. That's why we do this fucking podcast in a nutshell, in a fucking 1-minute clip. That's why we fucking do this.
Right.
You know, when you raise kids, Dad, and you did it the right way. You told us the truth from the time we were fucking 5 years old. Dude, you know what our first fucking present was as a fucking kids? You remember what it was? It's fucking boxing gloves. And you know what he did? He made a fucking 2- and 3-year-old beat the shit out of each other. And that's no bullshit.
I'm going to get arrested.
Yeah, you know what? You probably would have got arrested for raising us the way you did. When we did wrong, you beat the shit out of us. When we did shit that was wrong.
Whoa. I pulled your hair. I didn't beat the shit out of you.
No. You beat our ass with a piece of fucking wire out of your fucking warehouse. Okay? And I'm not talking about a piece of wire like an extension cord. I'm talking about a piece of wire that doesn't fucking bend.
That was another guy.
No, that was you. But you know what? I fucking deserved it, and so did Sal. And both of us are thankful for that shit.
It was probably only one time. All you people out there, first of all.
Who cares what they fucking think? I don't fucking care.
The point is that you had discipline.
No shit.
Right.
And like, dude, I deserved it. Like, dude, when I got spanked and I got my fucking ass kicked and fucking hair pulled or whatever, dude, I fucking deserved it. And you know what? Guess what? I didn't fucking do it again. I didn't keep doing the shit over and over again. And you know what? I learned respect. And I went out in the world and I learned that you had to work hard and that there were consequences to my actions. And we don't have that anymore. We have a bunch of fucking pussies out there raising another generation of going to be pussies. And it's going to be a bunch of people that think the government should pay every fucking bill that they have, that they don't have to work, they don't have to earn anything, and everybody should feel great about themselves for being a piece of shit. And that's not reality.
Right.
That's not reality. Okay? Reality is this. Nobody gives a fuck about you. The real world doesn't care about you. Your boss doesn't fucking care about you. The fucking people you think care about you don't give a fuck about you. Swallow that pill. You could die today, and a week from now, all the motherfuckers that say they care about you are going to be happy. Again. Get it? I could die today, and all of you motherfuckers are going to be sad for a couple days, right? Oh, no more fucking podcasts from Andy. You know what? He was a great guy. You know what? I loved Andy because he told it the way he was. A week from now, you motherfuckers are going to be back in your routines. You're going to be back to living the way you were. And you know what? That's what I would want you to do, but that's the truth. Nobody is that special. Our existence doesn't mean that much. What you have to do is take responsibility for the next generation and the next generation and the next generation to leave a fucking legacy of actual good humans. And you don't do that by telling people they're fucking special when they're not. Just the way it is. What, you sleeping again?
No, he's waiting for me to answer his question.
No, I want to hear.
No, you didn't answer the question. I asked you the question 7 fucking times, and then you turned to Vaughn and said, I can answer it, but I can't say it on the podcast. What the fuck do you think this is? You could say it on the podcast. Why are people like that?
Well, because our school system and our parenting has been hijacked by a political movement.
Okay.
And the political movement
all right, well, let's say liberal fucktards.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're a liberal fucktard, you probably shouldn't listen to this fucking podcast.
Well, that's
or you probably shouldn't actually think about what we're saying.
It's been hijacked, and I don't think every single person is a libtard. Is that what you call them?
I don't know.
Okay, a libtard.
Dude, I actually have a lot of liberal viewpoints. Like I'm socially liberal and fiscally conservative. But what I don't agree with is the mentality that a few percentage that definitely comes from, because I'm going to get people say, oh, I'm fucking liberal, blah, blah, blah. Good. Be liberal. I don't care. You know what? I don't give a fuck about social viewpoints. I care about fucking money. All right? So I'm conservative when it comes to money. Social thing, go fuck your goat. I don't give a shit. All right? But here's the deal. What I do care about is you guys taking that extreme view that everybody's this special little fucking thing and turning it into an actual movement that affects the next generation in a way to where they can't fucking survive. Mm-hmm. That's not okay.
Well, here's a good thing. You've been taught correctly, and those people won't survive. And you have, with the employees you have here and the people that work here.
Dude, I don't have one motherfucker that works here that thinks that way.
I know. They're all picked. They're handpicked from your experiences, and the people that are here.
Dude, I've had people quit. I've had people quit our company. No bullshit. Quit. Because I fucking criticized them. Because I told them they were doing something wrong. They fucking quit. I tell you, you're doing a bad job. Do you understand that I'm trying to help you earn a fucking living? I'm trying to correct you so that you will become better and make more fucking money in your lifetime. And you quit. Like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? That's not right.
Absolutely. And it's because from the moment they're little, a generation of
dude,
parents.
you have kids. You have young kids right now. What's it like?
Well, I'm trying to raise my daughters. And I mean, some people would think it's different for daughters, but for me, it's not. I mean, I'm gentle with my daughters, but I also hold them to account. They're disciplined. And I mean, I don't know if it's me, but my daughters are already at 4.
But what if you take your kids, and you put them in a fucking school, right?
Right.
With a teacher who's teaching them this bullshit. What do you do?
Oh,
because I think a lot of people ask me that.
A lot of people are. I'm not against public education.
A lot of people ask me that. They fucking DM me and they say, Andy, I love what you're doing. I love the books you guys are writing. I love everything that you're putting out. I'm trying to teach my kids that, but every time I send them to school, they get taught this other bullshit. What do you do?
Well, some people pull their kids out of public school.
Yeah, but not everybody can afford to do that.
I know.
So what do you do?
Well, one thing I will say is, and I learned this being a youth pastor for many years, is that as messed up as the public schools or any school can be, if you have a place in your kid's life, you are going to be the primary influencer. As bad as the schools may be, you're still going to be the primary influencer. And if you have a relationship with your kid and you're instilling them good values,
so you're saying, wait. So what you're saying is, be an actual fucking active parent.
Be active. Like, don't just. And that's part of the problem is that you have people that they're. Here's what we have. We have a generation of parents who says. Now, it's kind of extremes, to be honest with you. On one extreme, you have people who say, well, it's the public school system's job to raise my kids, and I'm going to just bow to whatever expertise they have. But then you have the extreme opposite, where when there are good people at the public school who are trying to discipline your kids because they did something wrong, then you make excuses. Yeah, yes. They get in trouble. So it's finding that fine balance.
My teachers I had wouldn't even be able to have a fucking job now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, most of the teachers that you had aren't in the system anymore. They
couldn't be.
Yeah.
They quit.
I don't think anybody anywhere in America does this anymore. But when I was in 7th and 8th grade at Liberty Middle School in Hutchinson, Kansas, and he used it, our principal had a paddle.
Dude.
Like, we actually had a paddle.
Well, listen, I had a fucking teacher in high school, and you remember Tim Klepper, Mr. Klepper.
Oh, yeah.
All right? He passed away, all right? First of all, I was terrible at math, okay? I hated him. I'm telling you right now, like, if I could have burned his fucking house down, I would have. Because I struggled, dude. I couldn't fucking I could never. You remember how hard I struggled with math. I was not good at math. And this motherfucker was such a dick. Like, he's such an asshole. He used to make me stay, and this is what I was thinking at the time. I still kind of think it. But, like, dude, he'd make me stay after. Like, and he would always say this, like, and anybody who's listening from Vianney High School, they know what see me after class means, okay? Like, dude, you're going to have to fucking do some crazy-ass shit, and you're going to have it done by tomorrow. And that's the way he was just very fucking tough on me. Dude, one time in class, and by the way, he was probably the best teacher I ever had, looking back. I had him 3 years in a row. I fucking, by the time I graduated high school, I fucking loved him. Because you know why? Because he didn't let me slide on shit. He called it out for when I fucking fucked up or when I was being lazy. Dude, I learned a lot from the guy. But I can remember one time, man, this kid in our fucking class was smarting off to him. And, dude, he took a fucking box of chalk, like a whole fucking box, and fucking threw it at the kid's head as hard as he could. The box missed the kid's head. He went over and grabbed the kid by his fucking collar and threw him on the fucking ground and told him to get the fuck out of his room. And, dude, everybody in the room was like, we were like dead quiet. Like, holy shit, dude. Mr. Klepper's going to fucking kill this kid. But it was awesome. And you know what? Nobody fucked off in his class ever again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what? Neither did that kid. And that kid deserved it. But now if the fucking teacher does that, it'd be on fucking CNN.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It would seriously be on fucking CNN if a teacher did that now.
Yeah.
Like, that's sad.
Well, and it's tough.
So here we're telling these people to do a fucking job, like, hey, help us raise our fucking kids. But yeah, if they actually fucking do what the fuck they're supposed to do, they get fired.
Right.
And they get fired so hard and such a big deal, they never get a job again. It ain't right, man. Like, dude, We're letting these fucking small percentage of society completely fuck the next generation.
100%. And I would even say, and I'm with you. I've got a lot of liberal friends, and I would say it's even beyond liberalism.
It's not. I regret saying the liberal thing earlier because it really isn't. It's not. I don't even think it's a liberal thing. It's just. It seems to be that the people who do that have liberal viewpoints.
Agreed.
I don't think it's actual. Like, dude. Like, for real. Like, I agree with.
No, I agree.
I mean, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a subset of liberalism, kind of like fascism is a subset of conservatism. I mean, it's the extreme.
Well, I feel bad when I pick a side because I don't believe in that.
Right? No, I get it.
Because
I don't think
like
people, most people,
a lot of the shit conservatives say is fucking ridiculous.
No, agreed. Listen, man, I
don't want to define what a liberal is or isn't, but I do know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean what we're talking about, and
but I mean, I think you're defining it as the wrong thing by saying it's a liberal viewpoint,
right?
Because there's people who are fucking conservatives that teach their kids the same shit.
Well, and I think there's a lot of people with liberal viewpoints who don't necessarily believe in them, but they just say that they believe in them just so that they can go along with the flow of,
well, bro, that's,
what's
that's
common.
Anybody. Like, people don't actually, a lot of people don't believe in shit. They just don't believe in other shit. So they pick a side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go back to something because I don't want to lose this thought. One thing that I always did with my sons, and to this day, I still do, if something's wrong, I address it immediately.
Oh, dude.
There's no pass.
Yeah.
There's no pass. In my business, I never micromanaged. I delegated everything. But I would, if there's something going on down there, I would delegate through the manager and say, hey, you got to fix that. But when it came to the kids, everything was on the table. And if they did something wrong, it was addressed immediately. And the correct solution was always presented, a positive solution. I corrected in positive ways, never negative. My kids were never taught negativism about anything. Hey, look, that's wrong. Here's what we do right. We're going to do this. You don't want to do that. You're going to get a DWI. You go do that stuff, or you're going to get hurt, or something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's go do
We're
this.
taught the truth, though. It was the truth. It wasn't some fucking candy-coated
always
bullshit.
Positive
it was,
reinforcement and move ahead positively,
but you were never unrealistic in our expectations either. Like if we fucking went out when we were 18 years old and got drunk, he wasn't like, it was like, hey man, I did the same shit, but like, here's what you don't want to do. Like he prepared us for life. You know what I mean? It wasn't like,
hey, you want to get a DWI, go ahead.
Every time you'll never get a fucking job.
Never get a job anywhere.
Yeah. I remember
it's worse than being a child molester. You can't get a job.
Right. It would.
One other observation, because I want to say this while I was thinking. This is a fun thought. I come here and there's always activity. It's a beehive always. There's shit going on every which way, and all I see is both of my sons doing exactly what they did when they were little kids, playing soccer, football, and baseball. They're hitting the ball. They're playing hard. They're doing all the things, even today, that I taught them. That's what I see. I see it every day when I come in here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're doing it.
It's different. Yeah, I get it.
It's the analogy.
Like the adult version of it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you people get it.
No, like if we fuck up something, like dude, when we were little kids, we struck out, we got fucking pissed. Like, dude, if we fuck up, like, dude, I still get pissed off. Like, I get extremely pissed off when customers, like, if they write in like dissatisfied. Like, we'll have like a 10-minute meeting about one fucking customer, and we have tens of thousands of orders that go out.
Well, that's the way it has to be addressed. I know. So it has to be.
I know. No, I'm proud of that. I'm saying that because I'm proud of it. Like, it fucking makes me lose sleep. Dude, do you remember that time? You probably remember this. This is a funny story. Do you remember that time that fucking Dustin beat the shit out of me when we were sledding? And you got it on video?
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I got all those videos.
Dude,
I'll
you
find
guys want to? If you ever find that video, I'm gonna put it online because it is fucking hilarious. Because, dude, it'll show you how competitive I am. Like, I have this cousin who's like 5 years older than me, and he was always like he was a pretty tough guy. He's still a tough guy.
I wish Sal was in here because he was here too that day.
I'm
blind.
I was fucking blind, man. Motherfucker rubbed snow in my eyes. I couldn't see shit.
He's like 12 years old, man.
Yeah. No, I was like fucking 8. I wasn't 12.
He got a little snow in his eyes.
He was 12. He was 12. I was like 8.
Yeah, you can't get water in your eyes. That's
no, motherfucker. Hey, go rub some fucking snow in your eyes and really fucking hard. Look, you can't see shit.
His cousin Dustin grew up with too much discipline, and he used to wail it out on everybody else.
Yeah,
still does today.
Yeah. No,
not
you go fucking. All right, when it snows next time, motherfucker, we're gonna take your face and I'm gonna push you in the snow for 30 fucking minutes, and then you're gonna tell me if you could see it or not. All right? Deal? You can't fucking see. So I was blind. I thought I was fucking blind. But anyway, if that video was on the internet today, it would get fucking 10 million views.
I found all the videos, and I'm transcribing them. And
if that video
it'll make it.
Dude, that video will go fucking viral. I was like 8. He was like 12. He's twice as big as me. Dude, I'm fucking pissed. Like the most pissed off fucking little kid you ever seen in your life.
I mean, you're blind.
I was fucking blind rage. It was a blind rage.
We played it so much we broke the tape. That's what happened to it. And I was going to have it fixed, and anyway, I didn't. One of those procrastination.
You remember
things.
that time when Sal was playing college baseball and he was in shape and I was fucking fat and out of shape, and then he picked a fight with me? What happened to him? Remember that?
Where was it at?
Remember at Christmas when I rubbed his fucking head on the carpet and he got a rug burn on the side of his face?
You gotta have Sal in there at the same time.
Get carpet in his eyes.
Oh no.
No.
Sal thought he was fucking hot shit because he was an athlete, and I was a retired athlete. I was fat, drinking beer every day. Motherfucker picked a fight with me on Christmas.
You don't pick a fight with a fat kid.
If you see Sal to this day, he's still got a fucking rug burn on his face.
Did he steal your fries?
No, Tyler,
but you will get beat up for stealing my fries
yeah, I know.
to this day. If you touch my fucking fries, I will cut your fucking fingers off.
If both of if both of them have a few beers, I don't do it very often because usually it ends up in like
a real fight.
A real fight, but it's not a fight. They don't fight anymore. Like yell at each other. That's not a fight. That's normal.
Right.
And
we just stopped fighting a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago. Dude, I'm telling you right now, though, like if you live in an area with a lot of fucking snow, go out and rub your fucking face in the snow for 2 hours and you will fucking be blind.
Especially if it's yellow.
We are not responsible, though, if you do go blind.
So if you want to know if I was exaggerating, I wasn't. You actually will not be able to see.
Right.
And I can't wait for the first fucking snow here so I can rub your motherfucking face in it.
Right.
I want to be there too, man.
Yeah.
So
But getting back to Sal's rug burn, that was a pretty nice rug burn, wasn't it? It was fucking great. So, dude, for like 2 weeks, he seriously had this rug burn on his face. When Sal would talk shit, my dad would just go, "Hey, what happened to your face?" Oh, dude, it was awesome. You still say that to Sal, he'll be like, "Motherfucker, kick your ass."
If there's a function and both of them got 3 or 4 beers in them, don't bring that up.
So, don't bring it up.
No.
It's all right. I'm the world fucking champion and always will be.
Or
I'm 10,000, and he did win one fight. Do you remember that one fight that he won when I was on the tractor?
I don't think he won it. I think he hit you in the face and ran.
Yeah, that is what happened. He fucking hit me and he fucking ran, but that's his claim. If he ever tells you he won one fight, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about punching me as hard as he can and running as fast as he can.
Well, good thing Sal's here to defend himself.
I'm sure it wasn't the first time he got
truth.
rug burned.
Go get him. Go get Sal. Bring him in here. Fuck it, I'll go get him.
Oh, shit.
TV timeout.
What I was going to say,
he's going to get in trouble now.
We've said this on the podcast before, and I'll say it while Andy's gone tonight because I know he agrees. But I think one of the fundamental problems right now in society, parenting, everything, is we really misunderstand what is meant by love. We think love is coddling kids. We think love is accepting everything about a person and not saying, listen, this aspect of you sucks. It needs to change. And that's why I'm so in favor of the whole 100 to 0 movement, because we're not calling people to high standards and then saying, well, if you screw up, you suck, you're worthless. We're saying, no, we're calling you to high standards. We're calling you to raise your game in every conceivable way. You will screw up. You will fail. Doesn't mean you're not worth anything. It's when you quit. It's when you don't have any standards. It's when you think you're entitled to anything. That's when your value's in question. And I get people sometimes that, not often, but occasionally they'll be like, well, how do you reconcile, being a pastor and being on this because you're supposed to be loving? Are you kidding me? Calling people to high standards is loving. Holding them to discipline is loving. So that's kind of what I hear you saying, and I know you guys don't talk about it too much, but I know that you've given Andy over the course of his life, you've given him attaboys, you've told him you're proud of him, you've told him you love him. So we're not talking about the DB who raises their kids and says,
no, I never did that.
You never did that ever?
No.
Okay. Well, good to know.
Not that way.
Not that way. Maybe in different ways, but I know that,
No, here, I'm going to ask you, you got, how many kids you have?
I have 2 and 1 on the way.
How old are they?
Oh, whoops. Well,
All right,
Okay,
here
everybody,
he is.
don't tell anybody.
I didn't.
I just slipped.
Sal, I didn't start this.
All right. So
Sal's in here.
How many-
Looking a little
how
less manly than yesterday or
No.
a few days ago.
did you shave?
Have to. You have to.
So
What are you guys lying about?
No. How many fights did you fucking win?
One.
And tell them what happened. What happened? Which fight was it?
I beat his fucking ass.
No. What?
I only need to win one.
Wait, how many fights did we have?
4,000. Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't the fucking last one. The last one was when I rubbed your fucking face on the carpet and you still got that rug burn on the side of your head.
I would say that was first of all, that's a very good reflection on your ability to analyze a situation. But
How'd you get
Yes.
that rug burn on your face?
because you acted like a little child.
Oh, bullshit.
That is true. That's
No.
100%
No.
true. Here's what happened.
Too
Andrew
bad you
was
didn't
playing
have
a
any
video
snow
game.
in your
No,
hand.
that's not what happened.
Andrew had
No,
this nasty habit. When
We
I
were
say
watching
nasty
a
habit,
movie and fucking
no, that's a lie.
Greg, no,
It's a
Greg
lie.
Andrews
That's
threw
a lie.
fucking a boxing glove at you and it hit you in the face. And then you got up and attacked me when it was Greg.
That's not what happened
And
at
then you
all.
got your ass beat.
This is how his brain works. In fact, the situation is backwards. They were playing Madden. No, we were playing Madden. Greg threw the boxing glove, hit Andrew in the head, and Andrew flipped out like a little fucking kid and came at me. I'm playing fucking Madden right next to him. He fucking tackles
Dude,
me.
that is not true.
That is 100% true.
No, that's not true.
This is Andrew's brain to a T. He
Well,
just
anyway,
maps it
at
around
the,
and he's
at
like,
the
oh,
end of the day, what happened?
the last fight I won.
You didn't win that fight.
That wasn't even a fight, though. That's not really.
Well, how'd you get that
indicative of
fucking
a
rug
fight.
burn on your face?
The rug burn's a fucking mythical legend. There was no.
Oh,
There is no.
oh.
You guys,
All right, so
we should
tell-
change this podcast. I'm
Wait.
sure this was story time.
Wait. So
You
tell
guys
him,
should have called me. I would have told you truth time.
So tell him the fight that you won. I remember it.
You tell it your version, and I'll.
Oh, I was on the tractor minding my own fucking business,
Oh yeah,
and you run up and smoke me in the fucking face, and then
No,
take
no.
off running like
Let
a
me-
little girl.
Here, some things have not changed,
You
right?
did a cheap shot?
No. Here's
Oh,
what it is.
man.
This is no different, actually. Andrew would never, just like now. Andrew, I would be out fucking laboring like a motherfucker, and he'd be driving the fucking tractor.
Oh, he's gonna get into work ethic now. All right.
Well, this is how it started.
I was on the tractor because I was more qualified to operate the tractor.
No, and by
You-
more qualified, he means lazy.
No.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
fucking get off the fucking tractor to fucking work.
No, I was
It's no
working.
different than when we were doing the bobcat at your farm. He wouldn't get out of the bobcat. He wants
don't-
he wants to rake
It
the
was
field.
10 fucking degrees
Yeah,
outside.
I'm out at your farm working, freezing my
Hey.
dick off.
That was my bobcat. I could fucking drive it. It was 10 degrees outside. It was cold.
Listen, with interest, I'm going to send you that bill.
Hey, I'm just saying. Do you remember the fight that you
Andrew's
won?
out there. We're out there working. We're
So
like
tell-
we're cutting up fucking lumber or trees, throwing it in the fire. Andrew's
scooping
trying
up-
Andrew's trying to grade the grass.
No, that's not what
just to
happened.
stay in the cab of the bobcat. He's
No.
grading the grass with.
I'm so good at running a bobcat that I was able to scoop all the little
If
sticks.
we had Bobcat Olympics, I would fuck your world up.
I don't think so. I doubt
I
it.
know so.
So anyway,
I think
hey,
that's the quote
hey,
of the podcast.
Hey, we were telling this story a minute ago.
That's great.
Do you remember that time the fucking Dustin beat my face in the snow and fucking?
Yeah, I tell you the park. Every time I take Enzo to that park, I fucking stink. I pass that part in the street. This is how my brain works. I pass that part in the street, and that fucking memory plays in my head. And you had it on film. That's how
Yeah.
fucked up you are.
I know. So he's laughing,
My dad was laughing the whole time videotaping
And
it.
this is my
Andrew's
cousin
getting his ass beat.
kicking my ass. So we're in there telling the story, and Tyler's laughing. Tyler just walked out of the room. Tyler's laughing at me saying I was blind. So next time it snows, we're gonna take Tyler outside. We're gonna rub his fucking face in the snow for 30 minutes. And we're gonna see if he can fucking see.
I had the same. Actually, cousin Larry, fucking. I'll never forget this. This is same thing.
Cousin Larry was a bastard growing up.
Cousin
Now
Larry-
he's cool. Like, I'm
Cousin
cool.
Larry was pile driving me in the snow, and
Yeah.
Dad was laughing at it when
Yeah.
I was fucking happening. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there thinking, like, help me out. Cousin Larry was, what, 6, 7 years, 8 years
Yeah.
older than I am?
Yeah,
I
Fuck,
can't
I'm
bail
gonna
you
go
out
fuck him up
everything.
for a
You know
principal
what-
now.
you
yeah.
could fuck him up. He's a cop, dude. He'll fucking shoot
Get
you.
the fuck out of here.
He'll shoot you.
Larry, I'd fuck you up. You know that, too.
But anyway, tell him about the fight that you fucking won. Because I think I told the story right before he came in. We were on the tractor.
We were on a tractor, and Andrew would.
Well, you weren't. We was one of you guys.
I was
Andrew was
on
on
the
a
tractor.
tractor, and
Yeah,
Andrew,
all right.
I forget.
So
I
the
forget
only
what we were
reason that
doing.
you won the
We had this
tractor.
little stupid trailer and a tractor, okay? All motherfucking day, I'm loading the goddamn trailer. All
Yeah.
fucking day, I'm loading the trailer. Andrew's
we,
driving.
we were cleaning the yard.
Hey, I'm a delegator.
You're the foreman. You're the grunt labor, huh?
And I forget what, there's something, I don't know. You know, your kid.
They were both.
I don't know. I don't remember the triggering moment.
I think you're like 14, weren't you? 13, 14?
No, I was a freshman. I think I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
That's 14.
So we were telling.
We had one fight after that though that I won too.
No.
We wrestled in the living room.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't remember that either.
I know so because I did a switch on you.
Wait, you just said a minute ago you only won one fight. Now you
That
won
wasn't
two?
a fight either. That was a
See-
wrestling match.
No, see,
fights
that's Sal.
Fights are when
Sal
punches
will
are
take one and
involved.
turn it into two instantly.
See, well,
I know. Look at this warehouse. I did a great job with that. It's a magic trick.
So Tyler, you okay with getting your face in the fucking snow when it snows?
It's
next
not an
time?
option at that point. See, it's just a fucking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to see
Tyler,
what I want to see
Tyler
what
might
being
like the
blind's
physical
like.
activity of another male rubbing him down somewhere with fucking ice.
So what's the title of this episode?
I don't know what you guys are talking
It's
about.
episode 200 too. It's
Blinded
supposed to be a
by
great
the snow.
episode. It's supposed to be like a great episode. We end up talking about how Sal gets his ass beat all the time.
Sal, that wasn't the first time you got rug burn.
Here's what I know. Here's what I know. When I got to college, nobody fucked with me.
All right,
I got
you're a good coach.
I got in a bunch of fights, and you know, you realize it's. I said this on the Tim Grover podcast, and I don't know that it came over because I'm in the middle of listening to it. You know, like you learn that about fighting. Like this does apply to businesses. Dude, once you get punched in the fucking mouth or you
There's
lose
nothing to be
money,
scared of.
dude, you realize it doesn't hurt that
Yeah.
bad. You're like, well, fuck, that ain't that bad. You know,
Right.
you're bleeding out your nose or you're bleeding out your eye or something. You're like,
Should
well,
have knocked
fuck.
me out, motherfucker.
Well, no. You get actually. Then you realize like, I could have done a little bit more, and I could have done this. It's the same fucking thing.
I'm
in
glad
business.
somebody's able to turn this into a productive point.
But it's
I was
true.
kind of lost on how we were going to talk about it.
I've
no,
been
but
trying
it's
to
very
do that
true.
for 199
No,
episodes.
but most people. But here's what I realized about this is like business too. Hold on, but this is business to it. There's a lot of balkers, you know, like they'll puff their chest in the bar and they'll talk about how cool they are, but they don't really fucking do it, right?
Right.
The best part about fighting is everybody like, punch me, but boom, and I fucking punch him. Like, I'm not gonna fuck. You tell me to punch you and we're gonna fight. I'm hitting you. I'm not gonna wait to get fucking hit. Right. You know, and so you can apply that to business because you got to jump in. You know what I mean? You're going to get kicked in the nuts. You're going to hit in the fucking face. You're going to trip.
All the bad shit you think is going to happen, guess
It
what?
happens.
It's
And it
fucking
happens
happening.
10 times. You realize it ain't that fucking bad. I watched my roommate get kicked in the face one time, and I remember thinking, holy fuck, that had to hurt.
Dude, you remember distortion?
Yeah.
Tell people what distortion is.
No.
No.
This motherfucker
Vaughn.
used to come out in the hall butt naked
Oh.
and grab his nutsack and yank it down to his knees. And I swear it went down to his knees. Did it not?
Yeah, it did.
It went to his knees, and he would yell out, "Distortion!" and fucking run back in his room.
We had-
like, dude, it was the fucking weirdest, like
Our
the
college
weirdest thing ever. Like,
it wasn't the weirdest thing. Dude, Ike was the fucking shit. What's interesting is, you know, dude,
distortion.
I played college baseball, right? So like we had a really good. It's very similar to our culture here. You know, we all went out together, we all partied together, we all dated the same chicks, we all went. You know, we did everything as a unit, right? So like, dude, it's literally the exact same fucking thing as business. So like when shit hit the fan, we all jumped in that motherfucker, you know. And so Ike was our ringleader moron.
Yeah, he was the toughest, dumbest fucking motherfucker on the face of the earth.
And dude, he didn't back down from nothing. I didn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who it was, what it was, how it was. He was stronger than shit.
How big you were, it didn't
Yeah,
matter.
he was a sophomore in college, inclining 315 for 15. Like, you know,
Wow.
like I was thinking, holy shit, man, that guy's fucking. I'm like, you know, 185. You know, but he was family of three boys. They fought all the time. You know, and you realize. I remember the point is, I remember him getting kicked in the fucking face, and this is business. And thinking, holy fuck, that's gonna hurt. You know, you woke up the next day, you fucking drank a beer, and
Wasn't
it's
that bad.
Wasn't even that bad. And dude, he got kicked in the fucking face hard. But you know, no, I mean, you're gonna get fucking kicked in the nuts. It's part of the deal. That's
Dude,
what you sign up for when you fucking
Dude,
when you
we were
step
talking
in.
about this earlier. Like people make these plans. They make the perfect plan. I asked Dad this a minute ago. I said, how many times in business did shit go the way you planned it to go? He said none.
Yeah, maybe one.
Yeah, I honestly can't think of
Yeah,
of one.
Yeah, there is. You file for your LLC.
Yeah, no
Get it
shit, I
back.
got it in the mail. But I mean, dude, that ability to like adjust and overcome, like a lot of guys who are listening to this podcast and girls too, they think that they're going to come up with the perfect idea and the perfect plan. And then they get into business and they're like, okay, I'm in business. I'm doing good. My plan's sort of working. I see. Then like something happens. Like, you know, they didn't, like, I can remember one time we fucking didn't pay our withholding tax for over a year because Chris's mom was sick with cancer. And he was like, you know, up here when we were in Springfield. And so he was responsible for paying the taxes. He didn't pay the fucking taxes. We ended up owing like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And dude, like, we didn't have it. We didn't have the money to pay it. You know what happened though? We fucking figured it out. But people, something like that could happen to most people, and they just shut down. They're like, oh, we're fucking done. We're out of business. You know what I mean? And business is not about having the perfect plan. It's about making adjustments as you go and taking the kicks to the head that, you know, you're going to take and still moving and getting up and moving. That's what it's about.
You say it all the time. You always say, you know, the most successful people solve the most problems. But not only is that 100% true,
but there's the other aspect.
There's the other aspect, you know, in
they
business.
fucking keep getting up and you get punched in the fucking dick.
You find solutions.
Right, exactly.
They're the same characteristic trait, right?
So, you know, we were kind of making fun of your dad for being old a little earlier today. But aside from your dad, I'm the oldest one here. And people in our culture are completely obsessed.
You're definitely the baldest one here.
Oh, I am. I got no hair. But people in our culture, they really are obsessed with being young.
I love how,
and
you whisper shit on the side like they can't fucking hear him.
Yeah. They can't hear you talking. Wait. What did you say?
What I said is I think people in our culture are obsessed with being young. And they're like, oh, I don't want to get old. I don't want to get old. But one of the things I love about getting old is that I've discovered, and this is kind of what everybody
like all
is
the weird old man shit?
Yeah. But one of the things I love about getting old is that you discover that there's really very few things in life that you can't recover from. In fact, I can only think of one.
No, it's perspective.
That's when you die.
Death.
That's right.
That's it.
Dude,
Everything else you
true.
can recover
that's
from.
That's such a great point. And
or baldness.
You know what?
Or baldness.
That actually brings up a really good point. A lot of young guys who are, you know, let's say young in their entrepreneurial life, they are terrified that every single thing they do wrong is going to bury their company or it's going to put them out of business. And sometimes you go out of business. You know, people don't realize I failed 8 fucking companies before we had our first one that worked. You know, sometimes you are going to go out of business. Sometimes you are going to lose. Sometimes you are going to know not what to do. But those things all contribute to you knowing what to do. And when you become more mature, for example, like in life, all right, you know, or in business, more mature in business. Let's say you're only 30, but you've been in business 10 years. You understand that there isn't a whole lot that can fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
You know, you can recover from most anything. It's just, and when you have that confidence and that understanding and that experience, it makes it easy, you know, to not freak the fuck out every time one little thing happens. You know what I mean? Like, right, like nowadays, you know, people, they get real hung up on like reviews, right? Because everybody's got a public review, you know, and if a customer leaves a bad review, they think their fucking business is over. Well, you know what? How about addressing the issue? How about calling the guy?
Good opportunity.
It's a great opportunity because you know that person's vocal, you know they care, and you know they're upset. So why don't you call them up and make it right?
They could sneeze that same story about how great you handled it.
Exactly.
You know what I
mean?
mean?
They will do that because clearly they're vocal. But you guys have to understand that like these things are going to happen. You're going to forget to pay your tax. You're going to have no money for payroll. You're going to have somebody on the internet talk bad about you. You're going to have employees quit, okay? And you be the only one left. Those things are going to fucking happen. But at the end of the day, success is about resilience. It's not about, and grit more than it is about knowing the right plan or having the right plan. It's about making adjustments, being fluid, being resilient, having grit, understanding that you're going to get punched in the fucking mouth. And guess what? Shit's still going to be okay.
Not only that, and I mean, I don't know.
As a side note, episode 98 is Pissed Off Customers, Annoyance, or Opportunity. If you haven't read it.
How do you know all the episodes? He always knows it instantly.
Wow.
Are you looking it up?
He just peeked at it.
Oh, you fucking cheater. See, I'm over here thinking like Mr. fucking Egghead has all the fucking answers.
I know a lot of them, though.
But now
I
I
will
don't
say
think
I
you're
know a lot
Egghead
of them.
anymore. Now you're just an old ball guy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
But that's a good one if you guys haven't listened to it, and it's to Andy's point.
Are you afraid of anything right now that can happen tomorrow? Of anything?
No, nothing.
Are you, Sal?
No, like literally, like I
Maybe
mean
the
that.
baby's crying, okay, and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't slept in 20 weeks, but
No. Like people hear me. No, people are going to hear me say that, and they're going to think, oh, no, yeah,
you
fuck
are.
off.
You're scared.
Yeah.
You're fucking scared of snowing, buddy.
You're going to get your ass beat, just so you know. You're going to get a big old snow dildo shoved up your ass. So, but you'll probably fucking like that, won't you?
I'm going to get kicked out of church.
Man.
So, anyway, here's the deal.
already.
Like people hear you ask that question, they hear me say that, and then they hear me they see my videos on the internet, and they hear my voice, and they see me be aggressive, and they see me be loud, and they think I'm saying that to be macho. I'm not. I literally can't think of anything that would. Like the one thing I do get afraid of. This is the truth. The one thing I do get afraid of is this. I get afraid that sometimes if Chris and I travel on the same airplane and it crashes, that everybody else is fucked.
That's a different kind of fear.
Yeah, but
that's
yeah, I think about that. Like I think like, oh
Because
man,
then Sal would be in charge, right?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
we grow 5 times faster.
Listen,
Shit, I'm doing a pretty good job with the air brakes on over
remember
there.
earlier when I talked about fucking me not being very good at math? Neither is Sal.
I don't know. I
so
was in there doing it. It's good.
No, when I was 35, your age-ish, except you're older now. You're going to be really old again, you know?
again,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man?
Speaking of bad math,
Jesus.
I got good math, man. I'm 73 from 87. Sal says, "Oh,
he
you're
keeps
not
talking
fucking
about
old."
dying. I was in the car with him the other day. I'm like,
I'm not
"Listen,
talking
you ain't
about
dying,
dying.
motherfucker."
I can do arithmetic.
Hold on, get your point, because I got a good answer. I
What
got a
is
good
your
answer
point?
to this.
Yeah. I would be. Here's what I
no,
really
hold on,
think.
I wanna say-
the
no,
cliche.
no,
The cliche
it-
answer would be this: like, oh, I'm afraid of my life not mattering.
No.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Like,
Not
I
at
don't.
all.
You know what I mean? Because I don't have kids yet. Like, you have kids, Sal. You have 3 kids. You're for sure gonna have an impact and a legacy. The reality is like at the end of the day, you ain't gonna fucking matter anyway, and that's the truth. Like, dude, just like I said earlier, you're gonna be fucking dead, and people are gonna tell funny stories about you. They're gonna say, "Hey, remember that time?" Like, dude,
I don't know. See, like, I and I'm not disagreeing, but I'll take a different approach. Like, I think about.
Well, I think our company leaves a legacy every fucking day.
I think about
like,
my
dude,
college.
we change more lives than arguably probably any other company on earth.
I think about my college baseball coach. Maybe not every day, but every other day.
Well, yeah, I get that.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not his kid.
Yeah, but that's not okay. So,
But I
get
actually
that.
disagree with something you said earlier, which is
What?
a week after you die, people are not going to forget you. Okay,
Dude,
you
look.
have made that.
No,
I know what the point you're
Hey,
trying
listen,
to make.
I go back to
no,
Zig.
what's
I go
funny
back
is,
and
you
read
know why
Zig
they
Ziglar.
won't? Because of what we're doing right now.
Right.
Because of the shit that we're doing right now.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like, I meant that point. Like, I'm being extra exaggerational in that point because, like, it's true, right? People have an inflated sense of what they're worth and what their legacy is going to be. You know, people think that when they die, the world is going to fucking stop, and it isn't.
Oh, right. No,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it isn't. And like, people might look at the picture, you know, on the mantle once in a while, and they say, you know what? Hey, there's Andy. You know, he was a really smart guy. He made a lot of money in his life. You know what else? He impacted a lot of people. He wrote a couple books and blah blah blah. But like, other than that, I don't give a fuck.
Andrew,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
only in any individual life. What you're talking about is there's only 6 or 7 people. There's me,
Yeah, right.
you, Sal, your mom.
Exactly.
Emily.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
Like,
only a few.
right.
Everybody else doesn't give a shit.
Right,
I don't
right,
mean they don't
exactly.
give a shit about
No, but
Oh, I get it.
but
it.
even
It's
if
not, it doesn't. It's not important.
no, and you know what? And the legacy people leave is really like an untraceable legacy, right? Like,
Their memories.
right? It's not a something that's documented. Like,
It's
Oh,
like dude,
not the Bible.
like your dad, like your real dad. You know, like, dude, he was fucking what, 20 years old when he died?
Yeah.
Okay, and like nobody ever talks about him or this and that. Like, dude,
Right,
I got a picture of him on my fucking mantle, and you know what? He died in World War II. And I look at the fucking picture, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm thankful for that dude because I wouldn't be here
me
if it
too.
wasn't.
Right,
Yeah, right.
right.
But like, I don't know anything about him. I don't know. You know, there's really nothing to know because he was only fucking 20.
so let's address the fear thing because this has been eating on me for like 7 minutes.
Wait,
Are
no,
you fear-
he
are
was
you-
going to say something when he was 35, what he was afraid of.
Oh no! When I was 35, this is about business experience, not fear of like dying. And stuff. I'm not even afraid of dying. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I care, but I don't care. But no, there was a day I woke up because of experience, be going through all kinds of things and making right decisions and going through trauma of owning a business and things going wrong and firing people and this going wrong and me growing up as an individual running a company. Eventually, your confidence gets up, and you get your head busted in, like you're saying about fighting.
1,000 times, right?
1,000 times. You don't have. I don't have any fear. I don't have no fear. I have no fear today about anything. About it's almost feelingless, actually, because I don't. I'm not afraid.
I was just talking to our guys about.
I
Go
don't.
ahead,
I
Sal.
don't. I really don't. You know, I don't. I wake up and there's nothing in it. I mean, I could, if something happened to you, I could run this company.
Yeah, but
not
see,
in a
here's
day.
No,
But I would
think
learn in a day, and I wouldn't want
There's
to
an
run it. But I
important lesson
would.
tied up in that, in what you just said, is that because a lot of guys in leadership struggle with confrontation. They have a hard time saying something to somebody. Like when we talk about holding them accountable, they have a hard time saying, "Hey, dude, you're doing a shitty job." Okay, but like as you progress from the experience that you're talking about, you don't even fucking notice when you say that shit. Like I say shit to people around here, I don't even know they fucking said it.
Hey, look, there's right and wrong.
And then
you-
they come
you-
to me 6 months later, like, you really hurt my feelings when you said that. I'm like, I don't even remember fucking saying that. Like, it's just part of the deal. Anyway, go ahead.
No. So, I have a different approach in the sense of fear. There's a lot of shit I fear on a daily. Nothing scares me, but I fear it. Like, you fear, like, dude, what happens if the facility burns down? What happens if this? You think about all these things, right? But it doesn't stop your actions from moving forward, and you attack the aggression, right? Like my dad always has this thing: make a list, call a list, win now. Like, do it now. Even if you have the fear, you still fucking go. That's the number one thing I've learned. Like, even, dude, I wake up. Now, this is the thing about having kids. It's really fucked up. Like, dude, there's so much. That part of fear is real because, like, man, you're scared about, like,
It's personal, though.
Oh, dude,
personal.
I can get that.
No, but you're talking about, like, dude, paying for grade school, paying for college, paying for all that shit, and you think about it all the time, and you company that in a business, and it's fear. Well, guess what? I got to get up and go motherfucking work. You know what I mean? And I got to work fucking harder, and you got to fucking, it makes that mission. Now you turn it into a fuel to drive you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So am I fearful? Yeah, there's a lot of shit that fucking scares the fuck out of me. But that doesn't mean I can't I gotta go. You know what I mean? There's no option. You got one option. You either jump into motherfucking water.
What's the alternative?
Yeah. Or don't fucking go. I'm going.
It's that cliche but very, very true statement, which is that courage isn't the absence of fear; it's the commitment to move in spite of it.
Of course.
I don't think what you're calling it is fear. That's something to think about because you're not afraid of that thing. You're not really afraid of it because you're going to come up with an answer.
No, yeah, I'm not worried.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't call that fear.
But you learn that. You learn
to do. You're calling it fear.
You learn to do. Like you learn, no matter what, you fucking go.
Yeah, I think experience though it does like extinguish fear for the most part. Like for example, like when I go and speak, like people ask me to go speak. I'm going to speak at Gary V's event, Agent 2021 next month in January. Like there's I don't know how many thousands of people are gonna be there. Like most people will freak the fuck out about doing that. Like I don't even fucking think about it. They're like, "Oh, are you nervous?" I'm like, "No, why would I be nervous?"
That's
like,
experience.
What
the first time,
that's what I'm saying.
First time you're scared.
That's
right?
what, dude. I was getting to that. So, like, dude, but I can remember whenever I had like literally 12 employees and I had to fucking talk to them about an hour about our company that I knew everything about, and I would like get cold sweats and I'd be nervous and I would stutter the whole time and freak the fuck out. And dude, that's why experience is so important because it will. All the shit that you worry about when you're a new entrepreneur or you're new in this path of like trying to be successful, that shit will all calm the fuck down the longer you do it. I always use the analogy and I use it almost every fucking podcast, but it's like getting in a cold pool. Like when you first stick your fucking feet in the water, it's cold as shit.
Or a hot tub.
Yeah, right. It's the same. But after 10, 20 minutes, it doesn't feel like it's cold anymore. People are like, man, how are you in the fucking pool? It's cold. It's not cold to me. You know what I mean? It's all relative. And the shit adjusts with your experience. Because that's something I get asked a lot. People are like, dude, how do you deal with all this shit? Like, how do you blah, 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 blah? It's like, dude, I've just been doing it.
You're conditioned.
Yes.
Right. When you get your brains beat out of 50 times and you find out you're still around and nothing happened to you, you got no broken arms or broken legs, the fear disappears. It's experience.
But the problem with it is that most people aren't willing to go through that process to gain the experience to let it calm down.
See, I don't know those other people. So
no. I'm talking about people young and not, I'm a lot of the shit when I say you people, I get the information off of the fucking DMs I see. You know what I'm saying? Like I see people, they're like, man, I started my first company. I'm a year in, dude. I'm stressed out. My hair's turning gray. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Welcome to entrepreneurship. Yeah. That's the fucking way it goes. Like, you ever see my fucking hair? It's gray as fuck. You know what I mean? Right. I'm just glad I got Just for Men at home.
Or even more, welcome to life.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's what, going back to what we were talking about earlier,
that's
the problem with parents who are not preparing their kids for that.
Dude, I was just telling my guys.
So many people they freak the fuck out over shit that's actually normal, and they don't think their situation is normal. They assume that everybody else had it easier, everybody else had the special advantage, or everybody else got there on an easier way. And they come to me and they say, oh, I have these struggles and I have this. And I'm like, dude, that's normal. Like they quit because they're going through normal shit. Like it's normal. You know what I mean? Like you're picking a very unproven or unbeaten path. It's going to be rough. You're going to have to fucking get in there and get some poison ivy and chop some fucking trees down.
I remember the first 5,000 unit run of protein we had to throw away.
Yeah. We had to throw away is keyword. Most companies ain't even running 5,000 bottles.
Yeah. So we had to
fucking throw in the trash.
So we were unique on how we test on the front end, we test on the back end.
I don't even think that was the first one. That was just the first one that you were here.
It was the first one that I
remember the first one. The first one was this. We had a batch of watermelon,
I was there.
Oh, and it was
fucking. In the old warehouse. It was brown.
No, it was red. Some motherfucker. It's supposed to be green.
I remember the story.
Yeah, and some motherfucker, some dumb fuck in the fucking whoever put the fucking shit, put red in it. You know, when our product's been green for 2 years. So we had to throw, it was actually 40,000 fucking pounds of protein in trash.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was all pre-blend. You
Yeah.
blend and pre-blend in your bottle, right?
And we didn't have the money to do that. Like,
Dude,
Wow.
you know, you think about it. I remember thinking like, and I know why these other companies, like, I know why the fucking guys will push it through because they're fucking like, holy fuck. But you got, that's the difference between right and wrong. You do what's right and wrong, but you think at the time like, holy fuck, man, we ain't ever gonna fucking get out of that. Since then, we've done that shit 15 fucking times. I don't even give a fuck. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
all right, let's keep
and
going.
on a different note, most companies would push the shit that we throw away
of course.
through and just sell it.
It's a shitty part of our industry.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
It's the unfortunate shitty part about having to do the right thing.
But it's also how we separate ourselves. That's a
Yeah.
key component. You know,
Right.
like, and you learn, those are that's a lesson. You know
We
what I
got
mean?
10,000 creatine labels if anybody wants
That's
any.
a fucking lesson. You know what? And from that day forward, I instilled I didn't even control. Dude, I stick my nose in a lot of times where places don't belong, but I didn't handle labels. I didn't do any of that shit. Dude, the second I fucking caught that, I'm now in control of labels. We ain't fucking doing that shit no more. We threw away 10,000 creatine labels. 10,000 of them.
Dude, that ain't even that was like the beginning of it.
Dude, there's a lot of shit like.
Dude, remember that time we had or you probably don't remember. One time, dude, we ran a 10,000 run t-shirt order and the fucking logos were too big. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah,
You don't even want to.
I don't even want to tell that story because it was so bad.
But those are, shit, man. That's, I don't know. You start. There's no even. I can't describe it because it's one of those things that, dude, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
So
you'll be
It's
fine.
fucking
What do you
cold.
want to say
You know
over
what's
there?
cold?
You look like you're ready to pee your pants because you
No,
want to say something. So much.
I asked Vaughn this about a half hour ago, but it's because you two guys know this. Vaughn, how many? You got 3 kids? You got two and a half.
Well, I kind of spilled the beans. My wife.
I was just gonna say, motherfucker, you told me
my
last
wife,
week. Don't tell
my
nobody.
wife will kill me. So for the millions of people listening to this podcast, please don't tell my wife. Yeah, we got one on the way. So.
One of the base value systems.
I mean, she knows we have one on the way. Just so you know.
Yeah, but does like your family
she doesn't
shit
want.
know?
No, nobody else knows.
So you just talk
They
about
all
it
know
on the
now.
podcast
He
without
just
you
told
telling
me,
everybody?
he told me last week at
No.
Starbucks. He's like, "No, don't say nothing." I'm like, "Bon, I ain't gotta tell nobody."
You know when somebody says don't say nothing, that means they're telling everybody.
No, I'm not telling everybody.
Oh yeah, you did.
When you have something of value, your kids. What's the most important thing in your world? It is your kids.
Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
nothing. So you had.
He
them.
was about to answer the MFCEO project.
Well, I was actually thinking about that new Camry. I'm dreaming about it.
but they really are, and
Yeah.
in some people's lives they aren't. But you had those kids, and you have them, and you want them to be the best they are, right? The best they can be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And why wouldn't you give them every single thing you could possibly do to be better? And what I'm saying is, if you don't do that, they're not going to turn out.
You're not.
And
Yeah.
my sons did get that every day. I guess I probably failed in a lot of areas. I'm not trying to beat my chest, but that they know that best system you can do, the best you can do for them is give them what you know. And
You got to farm your own crop.
Absolutely.
In this business, there's nothing that's acceptable less than total victory and total perfection, even if you can't achieve it. That's where that comes from. I know it comes from that.
Absolutely.
My dad
And-
is one of the only people I will call and ask for business advice because I don't like. It's not. We talked about this in the first circle of friends thing in that sense, but because he's the only motherfucker to tell me the truth. Because I know like he's going to tell me the truth, right?
Right.
It may not be right, but I'm going
but
to
he
tell him what
points
I
me in a
think.
direction, and he knows the difference. Like I might not be on this sense, but I call him because it's like fuck. But I know he's invested in me.
Yeah.
Over time.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I think about this is a struggle. I actually had this conversation with Tim Grover.
Well, now I got to call Andrew.
You want to talk about fucking winning, and like this livelihood of like
He's not acknowledging
trying
me.
to keep
No,
our-
I got to call Andrew.
Hey man, everybody else does.
Go ahead, Sal. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
That's what he does. He tells the same joke 7 fucking times
sure you
until
hear
somebody
it.
laughs at it.
That's
if
like when
nobody
he-
laughs.
No, what were you saying?
he
though?
asked-
Just
So don't you
complete your
know that
thought.
if you tell the same joke, did
Tony,
you
you
guys,
laughed.
did everybody know that like if you tell a joke and it's not funny, nobody laughs, tell it 7 more times.
Not only that, he asked Vaughn a question and answered the goddamn question. If you're gonna ask a question, you got to get an answer. No, but like I
It
think
was
part of
rhetorical.
business for me anyway, or something that I'm learning about. I don't even know where it's turning into fatherhood, but he's made the mention about fatherhood. It's really when you want to win so fucking bad, like when you go home about investing in your kids or investing in your home life, because I think that's very important. You got to have a happy life at home in order to be able to be successful at work, right?
What's your favorite tool to teach your kids how to win?
Trick question.
I know it's the Andy Frisella,
Absolutely.
Otis and Charlie
Otis and Charlie
hardworking
hardworking tales.
Actually, okay, so this is funny. So
My daughter has imbibed that message. I'm serious.
Well, he's too young
She's
to
got
understand the message, but he loves books like that.
Yeah.
I'll Snapchat or I'll Insta story.
I saw that one you posted him reading in his crib.
Yeah, he reads in his crib.
He doesn't know how to fucking read.
No, but he understands the concept. He likes looking through the pictures, and so he knows who Uncle Andrew is. So he looks through it, and he's
Does he cry every time you point at it?
No. What's that? Like he always points at everything, and what's that? But where's Uncle Andrew? And he can point it out. Anyhow. But like something, and this is, you have to learn, these are processes of life that you'll learn. And this is part of like investing in your livelihood or your business. Going home is really hard for me. It's not hard because I don't want to be there. It's hard because I really miss work and I'm really thinking about this. So I have to really work on unplugging. Like I try to take my phone and I set it down because I want to invest in my son. It's the most.
Is that why you don't fucking text me back?
I don't text anybody back at night. Like I fucking sit the fuck down and I give him everything I got until he goes to bed. When he goes to bed, I'll come back in.
Yeah.
But until he goes to bed, I'm investing in him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
so I shouldn't do what mom does and just keep texting you over and over and over again until you. Who is that a mom thing? Like everybody's mom seems to do that. Like if they fucking call you or text you, you don't answer, they keep doing it over and over.
I bet you.
Does your mom do that?
No, she's actually pretty good about it.
Does your mom?
No.
Oh.
She knows when.
Well, can't say I'm surprised.
Let me say that. let me say this though, because I know we're probably coming close to wrapping it up. But I think generally speaking, I mean, I know this just from our demographics, a huge portion of our listening audience is men. Okay, and so there's a lot of testosterone in this podcast. But as the father of daughters, I don't want them to be any less competitive than if I had a boy.
Dude, listen, my fucking daughters are gonna cut my. I feel
sorry
for
like,
this is
and
true.
to me that is.
You guys are gonna think I'm not. I talk to my. They're only 14 weeks old, but I talk to them, and I fucking like I always have. I did that with Enzo. My daughters are gonna cut the fucking heads off whoever they date. They're fucked, and I'm convinced that way. Like they fucking those dudes are fucked. Like
no, Enzo's gonna know all the fucking pimp tricks and Francesca and Isabella are going to know all the defense to the pimp tricks.
I'm going to tell you right now, like, everybody's like, payback's a motherfucker. And I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to arm him. You know what I mean?
Like,
I'm going to teach him this shit.
He's going to be the motherfucker sitting at the door, like, right? Like, dude, I already know him because, like, dude, people think I'm confrontational. He's 10 times more confrontational.
Right.
And I promise you, the first little motherfucker that tries to show up at the door, it's going to be like that, what's that fucking movie?
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2.
What are you trying to do with my daughter,
awesome.
motherfucker?
That's awesome. And
you ever been with a man?
And you know what? I'll piss some people off saying this. When I say
it's
that I
about to
want
get
them,
wild.
no, I'm serious, and I feel strongly about this. When I say that I want them to be competitive and independent and all that, I'm not saying I want them to be feminists. I'm not a feminist. I don't believe in feminism. I think they have some good points, but what I don't think feminism is synonymous with strong women, okay? I want my daughters to be strong women. That's not, so when people say, oh, you want your daughters to be feminists? No, I don't, who cares about isms? I don't care about isms.
Dude, listen,
I want them to be strong women.
Look, man,
Period.
everybody wants to claim everybody else for their cause. I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's kind of in vogue now for men to be like, oh, I'm a feminist.
Dude, fuck that.
Dude, yeah, whatever. I'm not a feminist.
Serious?
I believe in strong women. Oh, yeah, that's real big. Like,
I can't think of
I'm
one
a feminist.
Like one ist I would fucking identify with.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm an
I
ist.
can't either.
Like, why would you fucking identify yourself with one thing? Like, aren't you smart enough to pick and choose what the good points of good things are?
Right.
And like those?
Why do we have to? Why do we even have to codify it with that kind
shit.
What'd you say? What'd you?
Car enthusiast. It's on
I
his
am
Instagram
an
tag.
ist. I'm an ist. Fuck.
Isn't that an
Andy,
AST?
what happened to his
No.
face?
What happened
What happened to his face?
I don't know.
Hey, what's going to
I
happen
thought
to
I
your
was-
fucking
I'm a
face?
writer.
It's my eyes.
Because now you just made fun of him, and that means that we both get to beat you up.
Right.
Hey, remember that time Tyler shit his pants when I about kicked his ass? What did I almost kick your ass for?
Did he shit himself?
No, I saved his life one time.
God.
Tyler. He
I
was
don't
choking
remember.
on chicken breast.
Oh.
For real?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That was
Right.
a couple
Dude, remember that
years
time
ago.
I choked at Harry T's?
Yeah, I do.
You fucking saved my life.
Yeah,
Sal
well,
gave me
I'm
fucking-
2 for 2 in this
Yeah.
category.
Yeah, but it took him 30 seconds to realize I
We
was
were
actually
guests in
fucking
Florida,
choking.
Harry T's.
Yeah, Harry T's.
Harry T, is that place still open? I hope it
I don't
is, because
know.
that place is awesome.
Just got a shout out.
I still try to eat everything in one bite.
Yeah, I'm a fast eater.
Don't eat moist
Tyler
bread.
eats that tube steak in one bite.
Yeah.
All right, hey,
Choke
Vaughn.
on it.
Vaughn, what are we going to call this fucking podcast?
I love the Frisella family values.
Frisella.
Just call it
Hey,
Frisella family
It'll be a
values.
real short podcast.
There actually needs to be a part 2 to that then, if that's what we're going to call it.
Hey, man.
Frisella family
it's a-
value.
it's
I
a
could
good-
do this. This is my speed.
Yeah. Or we just call it, I don't know,
Bullshit.
the free for all podcast.
Yeah, the
Frisella
fucking.
free for all.
No, but I mean, I think
What were you guys talking about before I came in?
We're talking
there
about how
was
I
some-
beat
there
your
was-
ass every day.
there was some silver
That,
Oh, we
bullets.
actually
that
told-
must
we-
have been a fucking
we
3
actually
minute
talked-
podcast.
Yeah, we actually talked about how we also talked about how the reason you're faster than me is because I used to beat your ass.
There's truth to that, but I was
Yeah.
also the only white kid that anchored in the fucking 4x1.
Yeah, but the reason is because I trained you properly. This is all strategy.
Listen, I don't.
Why you got to
all
make everything about race, Sal?
Yeah,
I don't
you
make
fucking
I
racist.
don't make
Yeah.
anything about race, but you
Yeah.
got to understand, like,
No, but I was telling him how you're just like if we raced right now, you would be like just far enough. He'd be far enough so I couldn't grab him. A racist.
ominous.
What were you, Vaughn? A baldist?
A baldist. I'm a Harrist. I got to get back to
I
shaving.
feel like we just wasted how long is this podcast?
This is our longest podcast ever.
Is it 2 hours?
No, it's an hour and 40.
Well, I look like
I
a-
feel like
People
we,
love it.
I look
okay,
like The Rock.
I feel
That's
like
what
we
I look
just
like.
wasted. I am
Yeah.
sorry to all the
I've been
followers.
told that.
We just wasted.
This was one of my favorite
an hour
podcasts.
40 fucking
No,
minutes
we're
of their
publishing
life.
this. There's no way we're not
Oh,
posting.
this is great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we got to wrap it up because I literally I'm about to piss my pants.
I'm about to run out.
So
of
you have
battery,
anything to
too.
say?
No, just yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
Filthy animals.
Dude, all right.
If you only knew that story.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.